Welcome to another episode. Welcome to another episode of Gamecocks Talk with Captain Will. I am your man, Captain Will. Make sure you like, make sure you share, make sure you subscribe to Gamecocks Talk with Captain Will so I can continue to bring you that gospel of Gamecocks every single day, y'all. Subscribe wherever you get your podcast. Subscribe on iHeartRadio. Subscribe on Apple Podcasts. Subscribe on YouTube. Subscribe on Spotify. Wherever you get your podcast, you subscribe to Gamecocks Talk with Captain Will. And reason I say you should subscribe because this the best. This the best. You're rocking with the best. You are now rocking with the best. And since you're rocking with the best, come rock with your man, Captain Will. Hey, we got to go in today, y'all. We are chopping it up on what is this, Tuesday? It's Tuesday? Yeah, it's Tuesday. Chopping it up on a Tuesday. And what should we talk about today? What should we talk about today? Are we going to talk about the SEC championship? Are we going to talk about another SEC championship by this team? Another ring by this team? Are we going to talk about that? Still got a bad taste in my mouth, that whole debacle that went down on Sunday in Greenville. We're going to discuss that. I don't know. I'm tired of talking about it. So much Twitter stuff that's going on. So much bad stuff here, there, everywhere. I think I'm going to pull away from that because I'm tired of it. It's really, I can't say enough about Kim Mulkey. I can't say enough about Kim Mulkey. The way you represent yourself is the way that your girls are going to represent themselves. They are a direct reflection of you. So if you carry on like you don't care, your girls are going to carry on like they don't care because they imitate what you do. Much like parents. Our kids imitate what we do. So we acting the fool as a parent. Our kids are going to act the fool. So don't be surprised when your kid is doing some crazy stuff at school because you're doing crazy stuff and they see you doing crazy stuff. So I'm just disappointed. I'm disappointed in the whole process. I'm disappointed in just, how things aren't fair. I'm just disappointed because if Dawn Staley would have did that, said any of those things at a press conference, the result that would have happened. That the vitriol that Dawn Staley would get would resonate across the world, But Kim Mulkey say stuff and people just sweep it under the rug. And it's been going on that way for years and years and years, So all we have to do is continue to beat LSU, and Angel Reese can talk about how unscared they are of us and ain't worrying about nothing. Well, I think we won last 16 to 17 games against LSU, so they're not a factor in my book competing with the Gamecocks, And I just don't like it. It puts a damper on our championship. It really does. So, LSU, whatever. We on to bigger and better things. Y'all figure out a way to try to meet us, in the Final Four, the Elite Eight, or wherever y'all may be in this upcoming tournament. So with that being said, that's enough about LSU. I'm tired of LSU. Whatever. I'm doing a shot. It is shot o'clock. It is 8:06. We're doing a shot tonight, and we're going to discuss where does the Gamecocks fit in this new bracketology? Where does the Gamecocks fit? What is the new path for the Gamecocks to a championship? What is that new path? So we're going to shot on that. Cheers, y'all. Get whatever you have. It may be some water, maybe some sweet tea, maybe some Gatorade, maybe some Ensure, maybe some Metamucil, maybe whatever you drinking tonight on a Tuesday night. But we're doing the cheers, y'all. Woo! I'm drinking me some Monkey Shoulder whiskey. And that thing just kick you upside the head. I ain't gonna lie. I am not gonna lie. That's what it do. It kick you upside the head. Straight to the white meat. That's what it does. So I'm going to use as a template tonight. And we're going to discuss about, Charlie Cream does ESPN Bracketology, and it basically his version of what the Selection Sunday is going to be. Selection Sunday is on this upcoming Sunday at 8 o'clock p.m. And the Gamecocks are doing something really nice, for Selection Sunday. I don't know if you heard, but if you have not heard, let me inform you right now. So the Gamecocks are going to show Selection Sunday in the Colonial Life Arena on the huge screens. But at 6:45, they're going to have this thing where all the girls, the team going to be stationed all around the concourse and going to be doing stuff, probably signing autographs, probably taking pictures, probably doing all different type of fan engagement type stuff. Okay. So they're going to be doing all that stuff. And then you can pick up stuff in one of the suites and like a t-shirt or sign this and sign that. And then you go inside the actual arena and in section 104, 105, and 106, and you have a seat and you watch the Gamecocks get selected for this big tournament. I think it's a wonderful fan appreciation, a fan involvement, and it's absolutely free. So it don't cost nothing. It don't cost anything. Parking is free. Hopefully they have some foods so y'all can eat. And I say y'all because I won't be there. I'm celebrating my wife's birthday, which is going on starting on Thursday. And we do a whole birthday week for my baby. So I'm going to be out the net for a couple of days. You know what I'm saying? But I won't be there. But it's going to be dope for the fans who are there. So, and Selection Sunday, again, tells the top 68 teams that I picked, right? So I'm using Charlie Cream's bracketology that came out today. And he'll be making updates and stuff throughout the week, But we're going to use this today. And according to Charlie Cream, the number one seeds are South Carolina, of course. South Carolina. And the bottom of the bracket is Southern Cal. But across from the bracket of South Carolina in the other region is Iowa. And in the bottom, you got Stanford. So you got South Carolina, Southern Cal, Iowa, and Stanford. I don't disagree with that whatsoever. The number two seeds, you have Ohio State in our region. You got Texas in Southern Cal's region. You got UCLA in Iowa's region. And then you got LSU on the bottom region with Stanford. Okay? I don't disagree with that either. Whatsoever. You have to have South Carolina, obviously. Southern Cal has been on a roll, and you have to reward them for that. Iowa has been on a roll. You have to reward them for that too. Stanford is where they are. But you have two Pac-12 teams as number one seeds. That means a lot. So they're going to be getting some home cooking quite often in this tournament. Okay, in terms of the number two seeds, Ohio State, I still think Ohio State is ranked higher than they should be, being the number two seed, but I digress. They're in our bracket, and, we'll move on from there. Texas is the number two seed to go on with Southern Cal, and Texas is a very good basketball team. Texas is going to be coming into the SEC next season. Texas is going to be bringing heat when they come on over to SEC, and we're going to see how good Texas really is. They got two really good recruits in Jordan Lee and Justice Carlton coming in. Jordan Lee is especially who I wanted to be a Gamecock, but she chose, Texas. And then you got UCLA, who's in Iowa's bracket, which is that's good. That's a good bracket, 1 and 2. And like I said, you got LSU is number 2 seed in Stanford's bracket. So now we analyze this situation. All right. So South Carolina being the number 1 seed. So you are basically going to hand a sacrificial lamb to South Carolina on a platter for us to devour in the first round. Because we the top overall seed. So you're putting the worst seed in the tournament against us. Now you have a whole lot of conference champions. You have our conference champion for this, conference champion for that. Well, so the way Charlie Cream has it right now, you have Presbyterian. Y'all remember Presbyterian? We played them in December. Small school in South Carolina. They won their conference. They in the tournament. Okay. Presbyterian got like 1,000 folks in their enrollment. Okay. When we played Presbyterian, I think we won by 70 points. And so it's between Presbyterian and UT Martin. Now we ain't playing UT Martin, but they are 222nd in net ranking. 222nd. Presbyterian is 302. I'm gonna say that UT Martin is gonna win that basketball game against Presbyterian, but it don't matter. It don't matter. And so, the whole thing of Kamilla Cardoso going to be missing the first game or the first round in this tournament. Like some folks on national media making this like a big deal. Like Kamilla Cardoso ain't going to play. Like, oh my God, will it be an upset with South Carolina? Cardoso ain't play. Cardoso, their best player. Oh my God, South Carolina, this might be a shock. Well, I'm telling you, national media, because it tells me when you say stuff like that, you really don't know what the hell is going on. You really don't know what the hell is going on when we talk about, South Carolina and the whole makeup of this basketball team. It really makes me think like, okay, this is the reason why y'all said that we shouldn't be number one, going into the season. Now, I wouldn't have had South Carolina going into the season. I wouldn't have had us number one. But I would not be disrespectful, in those ways. I would not be disrespectful. So the national media is real singular focus because everything is individualized. It's not the team. It's me. Ladies and gentlemen, this is not a situation where Juju Watkins is not playing in the basketball game. So we are supposed to go down. This is not a situation where Hannah Hidalgo or Caitlin Clark or Angel Reese or whoever you want to call isn't playing in the basketball game, so the line going to change. Instead of beating UT Martin by 60 points, we just beat them by 57. That is what it is. That is what it is. Because there is no desire or no way that the Gamecocks going to come into the first round of the NCAA tournament because Kamilla Cardoso ain't playing in the first game and just lay an egg. No, that ain't going to happen. But that is a difference when you have a team concept versus a individual concept. Okay, so Kamilla Cardoso won't play, and I hate seeing that she won't play on Thursday, but come on. If it's Presbyterian, if it's UT Martin, it don't matter who we play. It don't matter. It literally don't. It literally don't. I could be on the bench. I can help out. The homeboy, handing out shirts can help out. The sister at the concession stand can help out. And we still beat one of those teams by a lot. There ain't no down South Carolina team. And I hate it for the ones who think that they're just like Kamilla Cardoso is the only one that stirs the drink on this basketball team. We are the most talented basketball team in the country, with or without Kamilla Cardoso for a game or two. If she was suspended for this week, I wouldn't matter. It wouldn't matter because we're still so talented. It don't matter. So national media, do your homework. So you had to do homework early in the season because it's like because nobody predicted that the Gamecocks would be this good. Well, somebody did. I don't know. You got a bald head. Wear a hat all the time. He kind of said that. That we'll be pretty good. I don't know his name, but it starts with a captain and ends with a will. But I digress because just do your research before you start talking some crazy mess. And like I said before, if you don't know, just DM me and I'll inform you. I'll inform you. No, free of charge. I won't even do anything. Free of charge. So we'll play one of those teams and they'll get beat up on. One of those teams. Okay. Then we play the winner of Michigan State and Kansas. Michigan State and Kansas. Now Michigan State and Kansas, those are solid basketball teams. You're talking about the 8th and 9th seed. Those are solid basketball teams. Solid basketball teams. Michigan State right now is, 22nd in net ranking. 22nd in net ranking, 79th in strength of schedule. Solid, good basketball team. Kansas, solid basketball team as well. They're 39th in net ranking, and so they'll play each other. And I have to give, Michigan State the overall winner. I think they'll beat Kansas, and the strength of schedule is about 79th in ranking, and Offensively, they very talented. 8th in offensive rating. On defense, that's a little bit more to desire, because their defensive rating is about, 138th. So they're not great defensively, but their offense is really good. So, and when we play when South Carolina plays, Michigan State in Columbia, no less, on a Saturday or Sunday, I don't know yet. First of all, we're not going to lose a game in Columbia against Michigan State, against a Kansas. You can combine the teams. We're still not going to lose a Michigan State and a Kansas. Not in Colonial Life Arena. That ain't happening. That's just not going to happen. That's not going to occur with us. Okay. So we'll beat Michigan State. I'm not going to say a line or nothing like that, because right now a line don't really matter. Just got to win, right? Just got to win. We'll beat Michigan State and we'll move on. We'll move on. Michigan State will go home and they'll collect their thoughts and continue to drive on. Now, Utah's in our bracket, and Utah plays Richmond. Now, Richmond Spiders, right? Richmond Spiders. Now, Utah is having a season that actually I thought they was gonna have a better season with Pilly doing her thing, but they had some injuries, and their lack of depth is kind of showing in the back end. But they'll beat Richmond. Ain't gonna beat. They'll beat Richmond. Same thing with Virginia Tech, and they got them lined up to play Fairfield. No, Fairfield is in the MAAC, the conference. That's the same conference my son, runs tracking. So I know all about that conference. And Virginia Tech got their own share of injuries, and with Kitley and so forth. But they come on now. They ain't gonna lose in no Fairfield. That ain't gonna happen. So you'll have a matchup of Utah versus a Virginia Tech. Now, in a matchup of Virginia Tech and a Utah, you have Utah with the 11th in net ranking, 11th in net ranking, and you have a team with Virginia Tech with the 19th in net ranking, coming off injury a little bit. Their overall net rating is a little higher. Utah, in terms of offense minus defense, is a little higher. About a 1%, 1 point difference. And if Kitley don't play, it's Utah all day. That is what it is. So I'm gonna say Utah gonna win the game, and even if she does play, I'm still saying Utah. So you're gonna see a matchup of South Carolina versus Utah. Now we all know what happened with South Carolina and Utah, and this matchup of being what's that, the Sweet 16? Is that the Sweet 16? It might be the Sweet 16. So we already beat let's say UT Martin, then we already beat Michigan State. So you're talking about the Sweet 16. So we'll meet Utah. Okay, so you saw what happened to Mohegan Sun. It was a tough battle, great game in hostile territory. And it's not like a whole lot of Utah fans was there. It wasn't a whole lot of Utah fans there. What you had was a whole lot of UConn fans there and took over the joint because the thing was in Connecticut. So they booing us, doing all this stuff because they want us to lose. I understand, but, this is going to be in Albany. It's going to be in Albany. And South Carolina travels. So, neutral court, but it's going to be more Carolina fans than Utah fans. I'm just saying, and I just think Carolina is going to beat Utah. Our net ranking is first in the country, number one in the country for almost the whole season, except for that first week. Utah is 11th. Our net rating, offense minus defense, 39.3. Utah, 20.3. Okay, 20.8, I'm sorry. And that just tells me that we've had a better season. We've won more games. We've won more quality games. And Utah has had a tough time in the Pac-12 when they play stiffer competition. So South Carolina going to beat Utah. But this ain't no gimme game. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to have to play some ball to beat Utah, but we'll beat Utah. Okay. Then you look at in the bottom of the bracket. Look in the bottom of the bracket. So you have a Louisville and you have an Oregon State. Now, Oregon State is a really good basketball team. Oregon State is a really good basketball team. And Louisville is another good basketball team as well. Oregon State, I think, is better. It's 17th in net ranking. And Louisville is 23rd. Solid, both solid basketball teams. But, come on. I have to say Oregon State. I got to say Oregon State because their overall net ranking is a little bit better. You're talking about 3-point difference. So you're really pulling at straws. If we were, I know the whole thing new in South Carolina ain't gonna do this, but in North Carolina, this whole betting thing started on yesterday. So you got a whole lot of folks that's betting who ain't got no business betting because they ain't got a clue what's going on, but they think they're gonna break the bank. You know what I'm saying? So I would say that Oregon State would beat Louisville. That's what I would say. I think they're a better basketball team. In another bracket, you got North Carolina versus Ohio State. I think Ohio State, even though I don't think they should be a number 2 seed, I think they're better than North Carolina. We've already beat North Carolina. Ohio State is a good basketball team, good to really good basketball team, but they're not I don't think that should be second ranked in the country in terms of a second seed in this tournament. I just don't see that. And then when AP Poll had them like second in the country, I was like, what in the hell they doing? Maybe they see something that I don't. Maybe see something I don't know, but came back to reality and they're a second seed. Now I think they're going to do well. I think Ohio State is going to do well in this tournament until they play us, because I believe that Oregon State when Oregon State and Ohio State play each other, I think Ohio State will win. But Ohio State got to play South Carolina in the Elite Eight. So our number 1 net ranking versus their number 9 net ranking. Our strength of schedule is better than Ohio State. Okay. Our overall net rating, and I know I'm talking a whole lot of analytics, but stay with me. Just stay with me. So our overall net rating, which takes our offense minus our defense, is about 20 points higher than theirs. So if you're a betting person, you would say that Carolina is the overall big favorite versus Ohio State. And I would have to agree with you. We have more depth, we have more talent, and this is in a neutral environment. So I do think that playing a team like Ohio State will be tough. But I don't think Ohio State got enough horses to deal with no South Carolina. I don't see that. And defensively and offensively, we are better. Let me say that one more time. Defensively and offensively, we are better than Ohio State, than Oregon, than Oregon State, than Utah. All these teams. Our bracket is stacked, so we will go to the Final Four. Don't get it misconstrued. We will be the odds-on favorite, according to this bracketology, to go to the Final Four. Now, we will have a couple of landmines along the way. But our team will navigate through that and go on to the Final Four. And, with that being said, I know some folks going to wonder, okay, Captain Will, so you talking about us, and, we definitely, we're going to make the Final Four. That's what we do, right? But what about an Iowa? What about a UConn? What about an LSU? What about those teams? And I got my I did my research. I did my research for them too. And we'll talk about that in a couple of minutes. But you know what? I want to do talk about a sponsor. I want to talk about a sponsor. So, got this sponsor, got this product, and the name of the company is Live Good. Live Good. So with this product, Live Good, they say health is wealth, right? Health is wealth. And if you look back and you look over your own self and you do analysis of your own self, you think about what is some of the causes for early death and early disease in this country. Okay. You talk about nutrition. Because I know I don't eat right. I don't eat right. And I ain't been eating right for quite a while. But what I do is I make sure I go to the doctor. I make sure I do my checkups twice a year. Okay. I make sure I get all my levels checked. A lot of folks don't get their levels checked. They don't get all that blood panel done because I don't want to find out what's wrong. Okay, I will want to find out what's wrong. I want to know what's going on in my body. So if it's something crazy, I need to know. So if I need to cut back in the drinking, let me know. I need to cut back on the cheeseburger. Let me know. If I need to take a blood pressure pill, if I need to take a cholesterol pill, let me know. Because what we don't want to do, and especially in the middle-aged folks, middle-aged to old-age folks, because a lot of us watching this show right now is middle-aged to old folks. We want you to stay a little longer so you see more championships, because Dawn Staley ain't going nowhere. See more championships. And this product, nutrition. Nutrition is the key. So in this product with Live Good, the vitamins and supplements, and you get a whole, plethora of information. You get a lot of different things on this Live Good, product that I'm endorsing right about now. So if you are interested in Live Good, I'm gonna add the link to my YouTube channel and just check it out. Just check it out. That's all it is. That's all it is. So family, with that being said, let's go through some of these comments. First off, thank you everybody who's watching me on a Tuesday night. We got 394 people watching right now. If you have not subscribed, make sure you subscribe and get goodness, this Gamecock goodness, all this right here. I want to say welcome to High Vibrations. Welcome to High Vibrations, for being a silver member. I want to thank you for being a member. And again, if you want to become a member of this plethora of goodness, just go to my YouTube channel, go to memberships, join, boom, get all the information. So I appreciate it. I want to thank Clary Fennell for being a bronze member. Thank you. Everybody, because we're doing a members only type gig later in the week. I haven't decided what day we're going to do it, but we're going to do a members only chat. And just, the members only chat is a little bit more intimate, and you can ask more questions, and there's, less people in there. So you get all your questions answered and all things like that. So we're talking about Margaret W., Donna Brown, Mark Barr, Roosevelt Johnson, Greg Harmon, Darian Garcia, Shizbree Wayne, Dexter Brown, so many folks, so many members. My sister Siobhan, actually, became a member. Thank you, my sister. Amy KK, evening fans, we ain't scared. Hell no, we ain't scared. We ain't scared of nobody. Nobody. And those folks who say that, who say they ain't scared and say they ain't scared, and I think they're just trying to hype themselves up. Like, because in reality, you are scared. Because you're going against a team that's better than you. And you got to hope that the team that's better than you have a bad day. So for all those who say they ain't scared of South Carolina, you are. You're scared of South Carolina. We have more talent. We're bigger. We're faster. We're more agile. We're more mobile. We all of those vowels. We play better offense. We play better defense than you. Way better defense than anybody. So don't hype yourself up trying to put us down. That's not a good look. Antonio, what's up, Cal Will? Let's take a look at the path to the natty. Yeah, my brother. We got this. It ain't gonna, like I said before, it ain't gonna be easy. To the championship. It's not gonna be easy. But I see a path for the Gamecocks to get to the Final Four and win this thing. I see a path. I do. Christopher Jones, what's good, Cap? Time to complete the last leg of the season. You are so right. First mission was complete. Regular season undefeated. Regular season SEC champions. Check the box, right? SEC tournament champions. Check that box. Now, stakes have been moved up. Goal has improved. Finish line has been moved. It's time to continue to stand on business and show the rest of the basketball world why we are number one. And despite this being a rebuilding year, we're letting the country know that even in a rebuilding year, you're still not good enough. Even in a rebuilding year, the other 359 teams are still not good enough. Even though we lose 5 starters, 7 players, we are still 32-0 and a 6-1 favorite to win the national championship. ESPN did this whole thing, and they didn't even say. It was like when Tiger Woods was so good, when Tiger Woods just beating up everybody in golf, when everybody watching golf. I know I was front and center watching golf because Tiger's my age. So I remember when Tiger was, was 17, 18, 19, 20 years old, tearing everything up and then continue on, breaking records, doing this, that, and the third. So everybody was captivated. But what everybody was captivated, of course, with Tiger Woods, but the whole thing was, would you bet in a golf tournament, in the Masters, would you bet on Tiger Woods or would you bet on the field? So in golf, it's a little different. It's a little different because you playing, the first two rounds are gimmies, and then you hope to make it to the weekend. So you play the second, the Friday and the Saturday, right? I mean, Saturday and the Sunday. So, and you got top level golfers in the world, right? So ESPN did this whole thing. Would you bet on South Carolina or would you bet on the field? That is the level that we at right now. Would you bet on South Carolina to win the chip or the field? Not Iowa, not a Utah, not a LSU, not a UConn. Would you put your money on South Carolina or anybody else in the whole 67 other teams? That is what ESPN was talking about. So you didn't talk about it like up front, but now you're doing these whole stories saying, "Oh, South Carolina's so dominant. South Carolina's so dominant." I got you. I understand. But the fans already know. The fans already know you don't bet on South Carolina to lose. That's a dumb bet. That's a dumb bet. Now, if you want to make money, now, you do the opposite. You do the opposite. But Carolina in a rebuilding year is still better than you. I saw this old tweet. And this was right after, the whole dream team concept came out, right? Whole dream team concept. All right. Okay. LSU. And I, saw this post. It was LSU folks. It was an LSU website or LSU tweet or everything. And it had the starting lineup. It was like, Angel Reese and Elisa Morrow, Haley Van Lith and Michaela Williams and flau'jae. We saw that starting lineup a couple times, right? And it said, basically LSU coming for the jugular, right? I saw his old clip, Haley Van Lith, and the question was asked to Haley Van Lith, like, okay, who wants that smoke? Who wants that smoke? Haley Van Lith said, everybody can get that smoke. That didn't age well. It didn't age well because we wanted to smoke and we beat you at your place. Then we wanted to smoke again and we beat you in the tournament. Stop calling out South Carolina. Stop calling out South Carolina. That's not a good look for y'all. Don't call out South Carolina because we are nice. We are led by Dawn Staley. We are a nice basketball team. We're a nice basketball team. We're coached well. We're mild-mannered. But we ain't no punks. Tupac got his old thing, I'm not a killer, don't push me. That's South Carolina. We ain't no punks now. And referees, y'all need to get on board in this NCAA tournament because call it both ways. Call it both ways. I encourage you to do so. Call it both ways. Let's go through a few of these comments. Lots of comments. Oh, wow. Dwayne Wicker, how about briefly on Don and Lamont, both being named SEC Coaches of the Year? What an achievement. Brother. I was going to talk about Lamont Paris a little later, but you brought me to it. Lamont Paris, when he was hired last year, first off, he was like, who is Lamont Paris? We didn't get a name, coach. Who is this brother, right? Who is he? And then the whole debacle that was going on with Gigi Jackson last year. And I remember it was at one of those events where Shane Beamer and Paris would go around the country and go around the state, and they'll have giveaways, and they would have a bomb dinner and all these different things they would speak. And I remember talking to Lamont Paris last year. And I said to him, he signed my football, but I said to him, I said, brother, I know you can do the job. You just got to get your people here and in your system. So last year, first year in the system, didn't do so well. Lamar Paris hit that transfer portal hard and got in the guys that he wanted on his basketball team that can play his system. There wasn't like huge names. There were no huge names. They got a player from Wofford. They got a player from here. Got a player from there. Weren't huge names, but what he did was get experienced guys to play in his system. Got smart guys to learn. And this the disrespect to South Carolina girls and boys is crazy. So South Carolina men's basketball was picked to finish last in the conference, 14th in the conference. South Carolina men's basketball is in the tournament. It's currently 17th in the country, playing on Thursday. And Lamont Paris was voted SEC player, SEC Coach of the Year. How crazy is that? How crazy that is turning around. Go ahead and put the brother as National Coach of the Year. Because if you pick to finish last in the conference, and you turn around and get 20 plus victories in the tournament, come on now. And we could already talk about the queen who won SEC Coach of the Year and Dawn Staley, because we weren't picked to finish last, but we lost 5 starters. We picked not to be in the situation we're in, but we did. So you got two coaches from South Carolina, men's and women's basketball, who are SEC Coaches of the Year. That is sensational. That is unbelievable, y'all. That is unbelievable. All at the University of South Carolina. Great things are going on. Now, get your minds right, get your heads right, because the last time that the men's and women's basketball teams made the tournament, 2017. 2017. The women won the chip in 2017. Okay? The men made the Final Four. This is what we got going on. Terrence Lewis, fire up that bracketology. You got it, brother. I'm ready. Roger Lewis, Cap. I got my VSOP. You always get your VSOP, Roger Lewis. I'm about to get me some. I'm about to give me some VSOP. Country Notary, foul trouble is a real thing. It is a real thing. It's a real thing. It is. Hey, my wife want to say thank you for all the early birthday wishes, and I got some plans for my wife, because I'm that type. I'm a planner, right? I'm a planner, and I'm a spoiler. I like to spoil the people who I love. So I always, since we've been together, we celebrate birthdays like it's our last birthday, because you don't know if it is or not. So we like, okay, if this is gonna be our last birthday, because you don't know if you're gonna wake up tomorrow. So you don't know if you're gonna celebrate a birthday next year, or when we're gonna have a big party when you're 70 or 80. Oh yeah. No. Every birthday is a turn up. So her turn up is starting on Thursday, and it continues until Tuesday. That's how I do. But she wants to thank you for everybody for early birthday wishes. Lamar Donald, LSU won't get past Notre Dame. The other Lady Gamecocks going to do what they did when Camila was out for 2 games. They're going to eat. And you know what? When I was doing the analogy of, I'll say the analogy. Analogy? What's the term? When I was breaking down the bracketology on that side with LSU, with their number 2 seed, I had LSU beating Notre Dame. I had LSU beat Notre Dame, and I think I had LSU losing to Stanford. I think that's what I had. Because I believe that Notre Dame, how can I say? I think LSU's defense would slow down Notre Dame if they played. I think they would. Now, If their defense cannot slow down, and if Hannah Hidalgo goes off, I take that back. If Notre Dame runs, which they like to run, and the writing is on the wall that certain players on LSU's team isn't in shape, some of those players do somewhat, instead of running or sprinting like our players do, especially Camila Cardoza, who runs like a gazelle down the court. Some players on Notre Dame who are voted on the all defensive team does somewhat of an airborne shuffle up the court. And my military folks know what an airborne shuffle is. So if Notre Dame get in that vibe and they continue to do that stuff, it's gonna be something. It's gonna be something. How crazy would it be if LSU don't make it out of the Sweet 16? How crazy would that be? Amy KK, LSU isn't deep. Any team just needs to get them in foul trouble. If their opponents triple team the post and the refs call it tight, LSU will get beat. You saying facts, girl. You are saying facts. They are not a deep team. They don't sub out. They are, if a member does get in foul trouble, they are very depleted. Those are the facts. And I hear folks talking about with LSU talking about, well, they only play because we play only, several players play 40 minutes and whatever. And my retort to that, why? Why do you? Because we got the same level of talent on our basketball team and we only play 25, 26 minutes and y'all play 40 minutes a game, attrition gonna eventually wear in on y'all. And not just with us. If they face a deep team, like Amy KK just said, it's still going to wear in. And then you're more susceptible to injury if you play a lot of minutes. Those are just the facts. You're more susceptible to injury because you get lazy. Elizabeth Anderson, what's up, girl? Brink from Stanford just announced she is heading to the W. Yep, she made that announcement earlier. It was late this morning, early this afternoon. I can't remember. And she's projected to be a She's projected to be a top 3 pick. And right now, I think the projections is for Cameron Brink to go to the Sparks. Well, the Sparks got the 2nd pick and the 4th pick. Is there a scenario that Cameron Brink could get picked number 2 and Cardoza can get picked number 4? And you're dealing with a 6'7" and a 6'4" individuals with the Los Angeles Sparks? Is that a scenario? It's possible. It is possible. But yeah, Cameron Brink has announced that she will not be using her COVID year. Now, our own Brazilian queen has not announced yet what she is going to do. And I just think that she's going to the W. I think she's accomplished enough. If she wins, if she's part of the team this year that wins the chip, that's 2 titles, right? That's pretty good. Kendrea Skinner, I think we have a great path to the Final Four. I do. If it sticks to this scenario that I just talked about, and like I said, Charlie can make another update probably before the actual selection Sunday on at 8:00. I think that's a good path. And then we'll be match up with I think I picked Texas in the bottom of the bracket to beat Southern Cal. And then we will play Texas in the Final Four. And I personally would want to play Southern Cal. If they make it that far, I know they've been a nice run. If they make it that far, I would want to play Southern Cal because I want to see the buildup of USC versus USC. I want to see the buildup of Juju Watkins. I want to see the buildup of Juju Watkins is the best defensive team in the country. I want to see the buildup of MiLaysia Fulwiley, who doesn't get the minutes that a Juju gets, going head up. I want to see all that. I do. Now, obviously, I think South Carolina's a better team. I don't think that Southern Cal should be a number 1 seed, but it is what it is. It is what it is, and everything. And what the cool thing about the tournament, everything got to play out on the court. Everything got to play out on the court, and you got to play whoever's in front of you, and eventually you will play the top teams. There will be upsets. There will be upsets. That's why you always got to be ready. And I'm not concerned about South Carolina being ready. I just know that South Carolina, if this holds true, would probably play. I think they'll probably play Stanford. And then they'll probably play Stanford in the chip. I do. Margaret W. Hello, folks. Hit that like button. Yeah, y'all hit the like button. Hit the like button. Make sure y'all hit the like button. It really helps the algorithm, the algorithm for YouTube. It really helps that out and helps it continue to grow. So it continues to expand to different audiences or people or whatever the case. I'm not a YouTube guru in terms of the algorithm. You got some other smart folks who know all that stuff. All I know is it helps out the program. So that's all I know. Tehran, Camila Cardozo would simply be extra well rested for future games. This will backfire on the field. Facts. Not like she won't be practicing. She won't be playing that first game. Hell, we could. Let me just keep it real. We could have 6 players. 6 players. 1 player just as a backup. Just as a backup to give rest and beat the tar out of either UT Martin or a Presbyterian. 6 players. I'm gonna tell you like this right here. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna be real with you. This is real. This is the realness of the situation. We could beat Presbyterian or UT Martin with 5, maybe even 4 players. I'm being real. It'll be a good game. Think about it, y'all. Think about it. There ain't no disrespect to Presbyterian or UT Martin. Ain't no disrespect. I don't want to appear like I'm disrespecting them, but it might be a little disrespect. South Carolina is so talented on the basketball, on our team, that if you have would you bet, this is the thing, right? Would you bet if Carolina started MiLaysia Fulwiley, Tahina Powell, Ashlyn Watkins, and say Bree Hall, those 4 players, you don't think those 4 players could beat Presbyterian? I mean, keep it real. You don't think they could beat Presbyterian? That's those 4 players. I do. Watkins is 2 people herself. Presbyterian still won't have nobody who could guard MiLaysia Fulwiley unless they put 2 people on her, and she'll still split the double team. I know I'm crazy, but it's all good. TD, because of dust up with LSU teams in the tournament, we'll be trying to push Cardozo and Watkins buttons to see how they react. And that's true. Be careful what you do, though. Be careful what you do. Put your own self in foul trouble doing some mess like that, trying to get us a reaction. Get a reaction. Yeah. It's playing with fire. Kels, Watkins getting them phantom calls. Oh my God. Yes. Getting those phantom calls. Just because she's bigger. That's so wrong. It's so wrong that they get these phantom calls and lack of defense. And I'm just going to get to a spot and try to draw a charge. Get to a spot, trying to draw a charge instead of moving your feet and actually playing defense, getting your hands up, the fundamental type stuff. It's just so crazy. She is re-ranked. Oregon State ain't no joke. They give us problems for real. Oregon State is a good basketball team. They are a good basketball team. Now they gotta go their own path. They have to go their own path, but I think that we won't really, I don't think we'll be challenged somewhat until we get into the Sweet 16. And I don't think there's a possibility of us losing until we're in the Elite 8. That's just the way I feel. But they are a good basketball team. They are a really good basketball team, and they will do some great things in the tournament. Chris Gray, I would rather play teams we haven't played before. Oh my God, yes. I don't want to play. I'm tired. I don't want to see no Tennessee. I was so thankful, and this ain't real yet, but I don't want to see no Tennessee. I don't want to see no Ole Miss. I don't want to see LSU. I'm tired of LSU. I don't want to see no Auburn. I don't want to see nobody from the SEC in our bracket. I don't want to play none of those teams no more. Play some teams that don't know our tendencies. Play some teams that who will be. These girls need a new challenge. I don't want to play Utah again. I don't want to play them no more. It's just like just play teams that if it pans out, we'll play teams that we haven't played before. And I know I said about Utah, but that's not the same Utah team we played. But I just don't like all that stuff. Terrence Lewis, UConn 1 injury away from having an open student trial. UConn, I feel bad for UConn. I really do. I feel bad for UConn because the injury bug has depleted them. But here is the thing. Vegas is crazy, right? Because they still have, if I remember correctly, so South Carolina is the odds-on favorite to win. LSU is second, according to Vegas. Third, I want to say is UConn. And I don't know why. But they have UConn as being either third or fourth best odds to win the chip. I don't know why. If UConn win the championship this year with Geno playing with these players, and I know they got Paige, and Aaliyah Edwards broke her nose and everything, but I mean, this will be a magnificent job that Geno had done, with his roster. Now, those freshmen that he has playing are very talented freshmen. Don't get it twisted now. Those are very talented players. But wow, maybe Vegas knows something I don't know. But you're right. Open student trial for real. That's how many injuries they've had. And what was the team that had those trials? Was it Kansas State or I can't remember the team that had those trials because they were just depleted with injuries. I can't remember. Lamar Donald, for all those who still don't believe in the Gamecocks, I got 2 words for you. MiLaysia Fulwiley. Who know about that sauce Mr. Seafood got for MiLaysia Fulwiley? This girl is got her own sauce now. Got her own sauce from Mr. Seafood. MiLaysia Fulwiley is a game changer. She's a game wrecker. She's a game. That's what it is. She ain't a game changer. She's a game wrecker. Because to be that fast on the court with the basketball is unbelievable. Is sensational. It blows our mind every time she does it. Whatever team that we're playing, who we have not played, will be amazed once they play Carolina and the speed of MiLaysia Fulwiley. Because Raven's fast. Raven's fast with the basketball. When she does that bounce, she's fast with the basketball. But Raven, she ain't no, in terms of speed, MiLaysia Fulwiley. MiLaysia Fulwiley is turbo. All the time. All the time. She strikes fear in her defender's heart. She literally strikes fear in their heart. And if there is a one-on-one situation with MiLaysia Fulwiley and any defender in this country, I take MiLaysia Fulwiley to get to the basket to either draw a foul, a layup, either make it or miss it. But she's that fast and that efficient. Devin Nichols, diehard Gamecocks fan here since 2012 from Louisiana. Whoa, Devin, brother, don't tell your name. These folks right at LSU, boy, like traitor. Like, oh my God, come on, y'all, it's basketball. It's basketball. Appreciate you, fam. Teresa Webb, being a Gamecock fan, I'm a little scared. We showed that we can be beaten and almost did to Tennessee. Yes. We can lose. We can lose. And every team, what's crazy is we can't. This is the thing. It's so weird. This statement, what I'm going to say, just popped in my head. We can lose a basketball team. We can lose. Other teams have proven they will lose a basketball game. Other teams, and the teams I'm talking about, UConns and the LSUs and the Iowas and Stanfords and UCLAs and Southern Cals, Ohio States, all these teams have lost multiple times. You talk about 4 or 5 or more losses. All these teams have lost. And some of those losses were upsets. Some of those losses were upsets, and and some of the losses they just got beat. But with South Carolina, the games that were close, of which we could have lost, we didn't lose. So we still didn't lose the game because just the odds with basketball and the odds of just being undefeated was just so difficult, because if it was so easy, other teams would do it. Other 359 teams would be undefeated regardless of what conference they're in or what schedule they're in. They would do it. LSU had this sorry schedule for the whole season. Well, I would say for the non-conference, and then it got to the SEC and started playing, tougher competition, and they lost then as well. UConns and Iowas and all these teams have lost, but Carolina still hasn't lost. So if we win this tournament and go undefeated, which would be unbelievable, which would be crazy if we win the chip this year in a rebuilding year. And I'm going to keep saying over and over and over, this is a rebuilding year, because I got to remind folks, got to keep it real. Got to remind folks that this is a rebuilding year for South Carolina. We're still whooping everybody. But I just got to remind folks what it is. And if we don't win the chip, if we do not win this chip in a rebuilding year, we would have lost one game all season. Now, that game will be in the tournament, and I still hear folks from other schools talking about, oh, y'all lost to Iowa last year. Well, we did lose to Iowa last year. We went to 36-1. We lost the game. Now, that game happened to be in the Final Four. I got it. I understand. But Iowa lost a bunch of games last year. LSU won the chip last year, and we beat the brakes off of them last year. The tournament is weird. That's why they call it March Madness. The tournament is weird. Not saying that the best team will necessarily win the tournament every time. It's going to be the best team playing the best on that given day. But South Carolina was the best team last year. South Carolina is the best team this year. Carolina did not win the chip last year, but we was the best team. LSU will tell LSU, even though they won the chip and flossing their ring, doing all that stuff from last year. All this mess and all that stuff. LSU know if we would have played them in the championship, we would have beat the brakes off of them in front of a national audience. They know that. It didn't change when we won by 24 points before. That didn't change. As long as my thoughts, as long as Dawn Staley is coach here, LSU ain't gonna never beat South Carolina. They can never beat South Carolina. As long as Mulkey is that coach, they will never beat South Carolina. That's just my feelings. And until it's done, please, LSU fans, just come at me if it happens. I just don't think they're gonna ever beat us. I don't think they ever beat us. I just don't. I don't think y'all culture. That's a good word, culture. I don't think y'all culture is right to beat South Carolina. Y'all got the wrong culture. Just be, an observant person and not a fan. If you were a fan of UConn and not a fan of LSU, would you say that y'all culture is on point? Exactly. Clifton Hicks. Ohio State is a team I worry about playing South Carolina. Ohio State, and that would be in the Elite Eight if we do play Ohio State. I think that it wouldn't be in the Elite Eight. Will it be? That would be in the Elite Eight. Southern Cal, if I remember correctly, Southern Cal would have to play Ohio State for the opportunity to play us in the Final Four. So that would be in the Final Four for us to play Ohio State. But they have to get past Southern Cal. A lot of words. Ohio State is a good basketball team. and they are efficient basketball team, and they play good ball. I mean, that's all I can say. We'll talk more about it once we get the actual brackets and actual some games are being played, because it's tough to talk about it right now on the 12th of March with the selection show on Sunday, and then the game starting on that. Really, it starts on Wednesday, but we're not talking about the games on Wednesday. We ain't talking about playing games. Those nah, we ain't talking about that. We'll see how good Ohio State is. Lamar Donald, Cap, I'm thinking that teams are scouting MiLaysia, trying to figure out defensive schemes for her. Yeah, brother. Yeah, I agree with you. Teresa Webb, MiLaysia isn't human. LOL, she's scaring a lot of opponents. Teresa Webb said that she ain't human. Said she an alien. Okay, all right. She is re-ranked. When MiLaysia's hitting the threes, no one can stop her for real. Yeah, you're right. If her threes are on point like it was when she was 4 for 5 this last game, there ain't no stopping her, because you don't know if she's gonna shoot the three or drive around you. You don't know. So you're really helpless. You're really helpless, and you're at her mercy. And when she's feeling herself, because this thing with MiLaysia Fulwiley, MiLaysia will forget that people are watching in terms of, the cameras and all this stuff. She be like, what was she saying the post conference? I just ball. I just hoop. That's all she said. I just hoop. She a baller, and she don't care who's out there. She's a hooper. She's a hooper. MiLaysia got a little bit of this version, this generation is Kobe. She got a little bit of dog in her now. She got a little bit of dog in her, and I love it. I love it. I love it. I really do. Officer T. Davis. Fulwiley put a lot of people on notice. Tessa too. Tessa Johnson. I think Tessa Johnson let the SEC world know what's next. I really do. The first two games, her game, the third game wasn't on point like it's, up to her standard. I would say, but she did hit four out of 4 free throws. So Tessa is still so efficient. But Tessa is letting the world know, especially SEC, that this ain't just MiLaysia Fulwiley on this freshman on this team in this class of 23. This ain't just MiLaysia Fulwiley. I'm here too. I got to see the table as well. You got to see the table as well. And don't forget Chloe. Chloe is a part of that class of 2023 as well. She got to see that table. She's a baby herself. I think people forget that. I really think that people forget that Chloe Kitts is a class of 2023 member. Really do. Whatever cool nickname that this 2023 class have, Chloe Kitts is a part of that. Okay? So give her accolades too. Throughout the season, she's averaging like 9 and 6. 9 and 6 in like 16, 17 minutes of play. That is really good, y'all. That is really good. Jay Judith, the streets are saying during the game on Sunday, Jay Judith know about them streets. She know what's up. She got her ear to the streets. That's what I appreciate. Angel Reese told MiLaysia Fulwiley to get her money up. Girl, you had to stop. But she told MiLaysia Fulwiley to get her money up. And MiLaysia told Angel get her grades up. Oh my God. I love trash talk. Angel Reese talking about money and getting beat. She fell in the right situation, all the NIL stuff, all that stuff. She fell in the right situation with the LSU winning the chip and all this, that, and the third. I'll tell you this right here. NIL can't buy victories. NIL money cannot buy victories, and they can't buy championships. They can't. They can't buy chemistry. They can't. Apparently can't buy a great culture either. So get your money up, MiLaysia said, to get her grades up. Oh my God, that's dang. I don't even know what to say. Mike Jink, thank you, brother. Thank you. Thank you so much, man, for the tip. I appreciate it. Mike Jink, you've been rocking me for a long time, and you're an Irish fan. You know what I'm saying? But you understand that this is straight up, this is barbershop talk. That's all we do. We talk barbershop talk. So if it ain't no hate, it ain't no no. You just talk like we're in the shop, chopping it up. That is it. That is literally what we do, and that's how I want it to be. Just having fun, regardless of what school you go to. My homeboy from Hawaii, talking, from Iowa, sending me stuff or whatever. I mean, it's just fun. It's just fun. Now, obviously on Sunday, that stuff crossed the line with the girls, and I'm still pissed off the whole thing with, Ken and Mulkey. But on this channel, on this show, it's about, women's sports and uplifting women's sports. I got 3 girls. If you don't know, I have 3 girls. So I heard somebody, why don't you talk about men's basketball? Why don't you talk about football? No, I don't want to talk about men's basketball. I don't want to talk about football. I will be at a lot of football games this season. I know that. I always go. But I want to talk about women's basketball. That's what I love. That's what I talk about. That's what I enjoy. All my girls play ball. My wife played college ball. That's what I do. So I ain't going to do a channel about men's basketball. I'm true to the folks here, and I'm going to be true to my fans and folks and all this stuff. Somebody else can cover men's basketball. Somebody else can talk about football. They can do that. Now, if I chose to do that, if it was like I chose to do men's basketball, I mean, I'd be the best doing it because, I bring a light to it different than everybody else is doing. But this is where I am. This is where I'm going to stay. So that's why I'm going to rock. So, Lawrence Jacobs, I love your show. Let me tell you something. LSU for life. What's up, fam? What's up? Just like that right there. LSU, repping and listening to this show. As long as you ain't saying no crazy stuff and somebody let me know. As long as you saying no crazy stuff, it's all good. Thank you for watching, brother. Thank you for watching. Teron, the rest from the South Carolina LSU SEC championship game need to sit out with Camille. I told you they shouldn't have got their checks, man. They shouldn't have got paid that game. That was sad. And I've been watching a lot of basketball this week too, since I've been back. I think everybody need to do a coaching and ref class. Y'all need to do a refresher or remedial class on, because I'm seeing a lot of bad calls. I don't know what it is. I don't know. I just don't know. We need to go do some more stuff. Clara Fennel, thank you for being a member. Tessa's a great weapon to have. We want her to be underrated until next season. Tessa's going to be really, really good for South Carolina. She's going to be really good. We have a diamond in the rough, and I won't even say she's a diamond in the rough because she's a 25th ranked recruit in the recruiting class. Not like she was 103rd or something like that. She's a 5-star recruit and McDonald's All-American. So she's supposed to be good. Let me say it. She's supposed to be good. She's supposed to be good, but I think she's going to be great. 4 years of Tessa Johnson in University of South Carolina uniform. Oh, my Lord. With that jumper, sweet. Gamecock Fanatic, I nearly had a panic attack. Gamecock Fanatic said, I nearly had a panic attack watching both games. I don't drink hard, but I had to down 2 Dr. Peppers with the quickness with the caffeine boost. Oh, I love that comment. That comment is amazing. That comment is awesome. Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you. Kenny Smith, I don't think we have played our best game yet. I feel when they do, it's really going to be trouble. Have we played our... Thank you for the comment. You got me thinking, have we played our best game yet? I don't know. I don't know what will be our best game. Because when you play an inferior team, sometimes our best game seems like... I don't know. That's a good one. I like that. Christopher Jones, Cap. Raven is turbo, but MiLaysia is a pro charger. My drag race people know the difference. I like that. That's what's up. Great comment. Chris Gray, we have the most talent, but stand in our own way a little bit. Thank you for the comment, Chris, but I don't really, brother, I don't really see it that way. I don't see it that way. And the reason I say I don't see it that way, because we're still 32-0. Now I say that we have the most talent. We do have the most talent on any team that we have in women's basketball. We have the most talent on our squad, but we have a lot of improving talent, and we are an inexperienced basketball team. Maybe that's what we're talking about. I got you. That's what you're talking about. We stand our own way a little bit. But I think that's because of inexperience and unproven, I would say. Now, with growth, because I already mentioned that the team next year going to be better than this team. The next year's squad will be better than this year's team. We'll have 4 starters returning. We're going to add, 3 McDonald's All-Americans? Now, and it's like, Adele Tack wasn't a McDonald's All-American. Adele Tack wasn't a McDonald's All-American because she showed up at school in South Carolina in January. She was going to be a McDonald's All-American. 26th ranked recruit, 6'6", nursing an injury. She was going to be a McDonald's All-American. Let's just say that right there. Okay. So we got 3 McDonald's All-American, 3 5-star recruits who will be arriving. Potential of another 5-star recruit and another McDonald's All-American who could enter this team. So we're going to be a very talented team next year, just be more experienced than this year's team. So I got what you're saying. Gamecock fanatic, Angels a non-factor. Our second stream beat their best 5 picks. That's brutal. That is brutal. Oh my God. I like the comment though. Jay Judah, based on how MiLaysia Fulwiley is playing as a freshman, Fulwiley will get her money up and will make more money than Angel Reese ever did, period. I agree with you completely. Because here's the thing, this NIL money thing, and we're making a big deal, or the kids making a big deal about it. Who remembers? Who's watching me right now remembers Angel Reese in Maryland? Who remembers? Now, Angel Reese was a top 5 recruit in her recruiting class, but who remembers Angel Reese in Maryland? I'll wait. I remember Angel Reese in Maryland, but when she was at Maryland, she didn't change the needle for that team. She did not change the needle for that team at all. There was nobody in the country talking about Angel Reese in the same vein that folks are talking about MiLaysia Fulwiley as a freshman. As a freshman, nobody was talking about Angel Reese. Nobody was talking about Angel Reese as a sophomore in this vein. Nobody. MiLaysia Fulwiley is on the track, because this is the thing that MiLaysia Fulwiley, it has the advantage over the Jujus and Hannah Doggos and the Madison Bookers and those other Michaela Williams, all those great freshmen that we hear so much about on television. Here is the advantage that MiLaysia Fulwiley has. Saucy herself, now that she got the sauce. The advantage that she has, she's just as good as any of those girls. But MiLaysia Fulwiley will play on a better team and will win more rings. She will always play on a better team. She will always play on a team that is talked about all the time. Not as an individual, but as a team. She will always be in the forefront of our minds for the next, 4 years, 3 years, however you want to call it. She's always going to be that person. Now, Notre Dame is going into the tournament. We're going to hear a lot about Hannah Hidalgo. But Notre Dame is not winning no championship this year. We beat the brakes off Notre Dame already. They are not winning no championship. And you're going to forget about Hannah Hidalgo once the tournament matriculates through. Okay? You're going to forget about certain people as they lose. Now, I'm not saying that Carolina is going to go unscathed and win the chip this year. But what I do know is South Carolina has a better chance of going further in this tournament than a Texas, than a Southern Cal, than a Notre Dame, or any of those freshmen. MiLaysia Fulwiley, and Jay Judith, you are absolutely right. MiLaysia Fulwiley will get that money. She will get that bag on top of bags in the future. But it took Angel a while since we talk about bags and all this money and all this different stuff and third. It took a little while, right? And we looked at the trajectory again. MiLaysia is light years ahead of where was Angel Reese was her freshman year. I'm just keeping it real. Robert, in the beginning of the year, I was worried about our team, our toughness on the court, but we have some tough, hard-nosed, grinded out players. We do. We have some tough, we got some tough players on this basketball team. We got players on this team who are used to winning. We just talked about MiLaysia Fulwiley. The girl is used to winning, that winner's mindset. And she played AAU ball with Raven. She played Raven played AAU ball with Camila Cardoza. Joyce Edwards played AAU ball with both of them. Okay? So these girls are used to winning and they hate losing. They're just young. Ernest boy, Angel needs to be careful bragging about her money. You can lose it as fast as you get it. Cam will stick with women's basketball. You're doing it good where you at. You're right, brother. I ain't going nowhere. I am not going anywhere. I like the way I do my show. I like the way I can say whatever the hell I want to say. And nobody checking me. And I like that. And I want to appreciate you. Thank you for the tip too, brother. Thank you for the tip. Carly Love. No, we have not played our best. When we do, we will beat everyone by at least 30 points. I love the comment. And family. I think this is a good spot to conclude. And we will do another live show later in the week. Possibly. I'm not sure yet. I'm not sure when we probably might do one Thursday. I'm not sure. We'll see how it goes. I will let you know. I will send the Twitter notification. I send a post on YouTube. I do all those things. And I want to do a plug like, yo, subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. iHeartRadio, YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. And if you are interested, I'm put a link on my YouTube channel. If you're interested in purchasing a shirt, click on the link. And let's continue to help this thing grow. And let's continue to share the gospel of Gamecocks all the time. You're not rocking with the best. And since you're rocking with the best, come rock with your man, Captain Will. Let's go.